Hello and welcome to SoulSurvivor 12, your way forward. I'm MJ, your host throughout the SoulSurvivor series. In this channel message from the spiritual group Consciousness Eternal Light, the group are going to be discussing our growth in life through our exposure to positive and negative experience. They will also be discussing human emotions, forgiveness, emotional control, living in the present, and developing strength from our experiences. We hope you enjoy this broadcast.
As a soul progresses through a physical life, there comes a time when most awakened souls will realize how life is to be lived, to gain the knowledge and the experience that they have come to Earth to receive. There comes a time when you, as a soul, matures enough physically in this life to know certain rules and certain things that will serve you well and other things that will not. For an awakened soul, they realize the power of the human emotions, and they realize how destructive human emotions can be. And we talk about the negative emotions of jealousy and of hatred, and these are extremely strong emotions, and they need to be tethered. For unawakened souls, they do not understand this, and they will just dwell in them and use them for negative actions. And in time, this can worsen to very extreme actions against other human beings. For the awakened spiritual soul, you realize as you awaken the brutality of dwelling in those negative emotions. You know that what you want to achieve is a balance, an understanding of each emotion and where it leads you to. Also to know that you have control over your emotions. And it is only in the extent where you receive an emotion such as blind panic that you are not in control. It brings us on to a way of life that is beneficial to the awakened soul, and for those who want to enjoy living, and for those who are able to understand that not every day will be filled with joy and bliss, but to know that your human experiences will be negative and positive. And with that in mind, we speak about the three principles of life, and that is the past, what has gone before, that cannot be changed. The present, which is your now, this very moment that you are living. And thirdly, the future. It is with ease that we say the only one that you have control of as to what you do is the present, where you are at this moment in time. You have a measure of control for what you do next. And it is a measure of control, for your mind can be altered from being unhappy to making yourself happy. And these are just general statements of how you feel at any one moment. but you do always have an emotional state as a human being. We say you can control inevitably if nature was extremely destructive and there was, for instance, an earthquake which could affect anywhere around your globe, that you wouldn't be in control of that. But you are responsible for your actions. And as an awakened soul, you must always be aware of this. For what you do and say has an impact on others around you. And you need to be very aware of this and use it constructively, not destructively. Many souls who are not enlightened will look to their past. They will say, I wish I had done this differently. I wish this had not happened to me. Why did this happen to me? I did not deserve this. All of those thoughts are in the past tense, for your past has happened and that cannot be undone. But your perspective on your past as you grow and mature does change, and so it should. For each day you change as an individual. You are not the same person you were yesterday. For things have happened in your life. You have seen things, whether they be in your media, whether they be through looking out your window, whether they be through walking and seeing things. You will not be the same person you were yesterday. And with that in mind, things that have happened in your past, and these may be awful things that have been done to you by people who took advantage of you or people who wished to do you wrong. And you have got to look back, and should do this as you progress in your spirituality, and forgive. We do not say forgive and forget, as is a common phrase, for that is not the intention that you forget. But by forgiving, if it is somebody who has damaged you physically or mentally, you release your soul's anguish, and it allows you to feel lighter in your mind, and it allows you to go on and take life as an exciting project, as full of wonder of what can I achieve, where can I go, what will happen that I can enjoy doing. But when you live in the past, as many people do, they cannot progress and they cannot develop. Yes, we will always look back, you will say, but that is understandably that you flick back in time to have a look at things that have gone through your mind. But do not live them. That has already been done. That moment has passed. And so should you. For you can only go forward, whether you wish to or not. Some people will look at their present life and say, this is perfect. This is where I want to be forever. And any movement forward is not always to their liking. But we say to you, that this is what you must always do. Always look forward, for you can do nothing about the past other than remedy how you felt about it. And if it is weighing you down, you must attend to it and forgive. Forgive what has happened. Forgive those who administered it. If there are people who have not had your best interests at heart, and you will meet them in life, that is part of life. But if you can think as a spiritual being that those people who administer hurt on others hate themselves the most, and hate is a very strong word, they dislike themselves, but sometimes they do hate themselves too, for they are not happy people and they take their hurt out on others. If you can find this in your heart to forgive them, you are come out as the winner, for you get on with your life. You tread the boards. You look ahead. You take that path that moves you forward. You can never, ever go back. So do not use your energetic energy, power, divine power, doing so, for it achieves nothing and leaves you in a void. As we have said, your now is where you have the most influence. This is where you can decide on positive things and how to deal with negative things rationally, much more so than looking back. Treasure each day, for something new always happens. Even if you are confined to your house, something new happens, whether it comes through your television, whether it comes through reading a novel, whether it comes from somebody phoning you. You are never the same as you were yesterday, and you will never be the same tomorrow. You will have grown more, and be receptive to growing, and don't be afraid to change your mind. The most precious divine souls change their minds as they progress through life. Something they took a stance on in their early 20s would seem ridiculous to them in their 40s, their 60s. But at the time, that's what they believed. That all consumed them. But later on, they realise how they have changed. That naivety of what they did in their 20s compared to their 40s and their 60s. It is a drastic change, and this is what life is about. It is about evolving, about moving forward in life, being open to experiencing great things and things that are not great. But you learn from both. And if you can learn to accept these good things and these bad things, you become a more rounded human being. You become more calm in your thoughts. You become more stable in your decisions. And that leads to a balance that is perceived by your spiritual self. And you know, when you feel content, that you are on the right track, that you are learning, you are exploring, you are sensing emotions, you are sensing the energy of others. You are learning so much by keeping yourself open. Be open for the future, for you do not know what it will entail. And this is very important, for if you came to Earth with a menu of what you want to happen, where would be the excitement in that? It would be an existence, but it would not be a life. Life is for living, and you gain strength by living life in all its mixtures, in all its different ways, good and bad, positive and negative. Look forward to the future, but remain in the present, for that you can make a definite place for yourself. You can be in control to a large extent of how you believe in things, how you perceive others, how you perceive yourself. Are you happy with yourself? Do you forgive yourself when you accidentally say something wrong or you accidentally do something wrong? For self-esteem, as you call it, is most important, and that can be part of your goal as you grow and mature to gain self-esteem, and it is self-love of yourself. Forget the past sayings of being vain, of only thinking of yourself. These are mindless expressions, for in fact, you have got to make yourself a solid human being. You have got to be all of the things that you can that will give you that self-love. And so you must always look to yourself first and forget this being a thoughtless act where you should be first of all attending to others. It is not. It is the principle that you need to work to. And we mean this not in a selfish way, but in a way of surviving and being able to take on life's crisis and being able to help others, help your loved ones when they are ill and need you to tend to them. Help others when they are in trouble. And you can do this only through a strong love of yourself. If you do it as a martyr, shall we say, forget about me, I must always help others, must do everything for everybody else, your energy will become so depleted that you will not be able to help them eventually. And that defeats the whole thought process of that. Make yourself as fit and healthy of mind. Make yourself understand the process of loving what you have, what is around you in nature, what needs your help, what needs your love and attention. And you will become a pinnacle of strength. And that pinnacle of strength is then more able to help others than one who gives away their energy. You are a divine soul having a physical experience, and you are going to feel all the emotions that are available to man. And by doing so, you enrich yourself and you comprehend why things happen in life, for you to experience, for you to learn. But you can also control your mind in the now and think positively and think good thoughts and be grateful for all the good things that happen and all the things that you have in your life to make you comfortable. And in doing so, more will come. You will open the pathway for this. Do not, as we say, look back, for you are not going that way. You can only go forward, or you can stay still and you then wither away. There is little choice. You cannot go back in time, but you can choose to go forward with an open heart and a mind full of good thought. We send our blessings to all of you, and we hope many of you will alert other people to our message, for we wish to help all awakened souls at this time. And if you know of somebody who is not understanding as you do, you may be able to drop occasional hints and suggest they listen to our words. We love you all, we bless you all, and we wish always to be looking over you.
Thanks for tuning in to Soul Survivor 12. We hope you enjoyed this channel message. If you'd like to follow us on social media, then please feel free to visit our website, www.soulsurvivornow.com, for our social links.